the US is about to go bankrupt. At least they could if they do not pass this debt ceiling bill that will happen in the next few hours. Some people might call it more of a default, but being bankrupt basically is when someone's unable to pay outstanding debts. And if we don't raise the debt ceiling, we won't be able to pay for future debts. So I want to talk about that, talk about some people in politics that think that Bitcoin is funding drug trades. They're still on the same thing that they've talked about for 5 to 10 plus years. Also want to talk about why the market fell earlier today, why it's moving up a little bit now, and a lot of other news in the market, including some new Binance fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and some good news for crypto holders on a big tax that was taken off of a bill. So if you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. I also want to say, if you haven't already signed up for NordVPN, I have an offer down there to give you 3 months for free. The normal is just 30 days. So you get 3 months free when you sign up with that link underneath the video. It's just a few dollars a month. And it's a great thing to have if you're in crypto trading. And even if you're not, you should honestly use a VPN because it protects you from people that are looking at your website traffic, trying to get more information from you. So to protect yourself, you can sign up with NordVPN underneath the video. Crypto is down a little bit. On the 24-hour, Bitcoin's around 27,000. Stocks opened up pretty red. Now they're rebounding a bit. Part of that was due to the job openings. They moved higher to 10.1 million in the US. The estimate was going to be 9.4 million. So there's such a fine line between good news being good news and good news being bad news these days. Benjamin Cohen says that this is just more evidence showing why the Fed will not be looking to pivot anytime soon, because obviously we just have a very strong market. The economy is very strong now. In the past couple times that we've gotten jobs numbers, this has been a good thing. This time it seemed like the market was scared by it. Now, something interesting happened throughout the day, which is basically that we had a pretty likely scenario, about 63% chance of a 25 basis point hike at the next meeting. Now we're actually seeing that go down from 63 down to 30%. Now there's a 70% chance we will see no rate hike, which is so interesting that the market's moving down today, even though this occurred. So why is this? Why did that likelihood change so much? Why are we not thinking there's going to be a rate hike anymore? Well, it could have been because of what a couple Fed members said. Fed Vice Chair nominee Philip Jefferson says, skipping a rate hike at a coming meeting would allow the committee to see more data before making decisions about the extent of additional policy firming. That's basically what Powell has said in the past, but at odds with several Fed officials who have been more hawkish. So sounds like they're leaning towards not raising in the future. Now, a lot of this will have to do with the upcoming inflation reports. We'll get them over the following couple weeks. The next Fed meeting is coming up here pretty soon too. I don't think this really matters long term. I've said that a lot, but this is all short term fear, uncertainty, and doubt, just like the debt ceiling is short term fear, uncertainty, and doubt. The US could go bankrupt, and I say that knowing it's not really bankrupt, it's defaulting on your debt. But they could default on their debt if they don't raise the debt ceiling. This is going to be voted on in a few hours, it looks like. Of course, this could always be pushed off. It could not go through, and then they would have to change it. But it seems like this is going to happen. It sounds like they're going to be able to push the ceiling higher, print more money, continue to run at a deficit. No one wants to do the hard job of actually limiting how much the U.S. spends. We're spending on stuff like this all the time. We just heard that the U.S. is going to throw a $300 million payment to Ukraine. Now, I think a lot of people would argue that Ukraine is in the right here and Russia's in the wrong, but we spend so much money fighting these wars over resources, and there's no real check and balance to this. It doesn't seem like, well, as I understand it, it's not even included in the budget. It's just thrown on top of our other spending. So this definitely causes us to lose a lot of money and to lose out and to continue to raise the debt more and more, right? We spend trillions on wars like this. So hopefully this gets cleared up. Hopefully we won't have to keep on sending aid unless we get paid back one day. But with interest rates, you're going to have to be paid back and then some. But we'll have to see how this all goes. We know that the U.S. is going to continue to print money, try to print their way out of the hole that they've dug. Now, some people do not want you to get into crypto. They don't want you to hold crypto. Senator Elizabeth Warren calls to end crypto funding fentanyl trade, basically saying, citing research collected from Elliptic, saying that there has been a lot of Chinese production of fentanyl, and they take payments in crypto, or they at least find crypto payments appealing. The research presented revealed over 90 Chinese businesses that offer fentanyl precursors accept crypto payments. Now, part of that might be because they're taking payments from across the world. Part of it might be because they actually like it because there's less regulation for it at this point. But honestly, thinking that the majority of crypto transactions are for drug trade, that's old news. That's been debunked years ago. What people actually like to use is money, especially if you're looking at smaller transactions, right? When you are doing a lot of small transactions, it makes sense just to use cash because it can't be traced. And when you're doing bigger transactions too, it can't be traced as well. If you use crypto, you can back it up, go through the transactions and figure out who sent what where. And we've seen that where people had stolen crypto, and then 5, 6, 7, 8 years later, they got tracked down because they made one wrong decision. So I think that they're on the wrong page here. I think that they're wrong. And while some people accept crypto as payment, maybe it's just because they're working with people that have crypto. They want to send large amounts of money easily. And that's something that crypto allows you to do. So that'd be like getting mad at the internet for people looking up explicit information. Now we have some FUD on Binance. There's something that came out talking about how there are multiple sources saying that Binance has started layoffs. They think that they could lay off as much as 20% of their workforce in June. Now CZ has come out and said that this program is not constant. They basically just continue to grade people or rate people. And if you're not a high performer, maybe you don't fit Binance. And they say that they've been profitable ever since the 4th month of their inception. From October 2017 onwards, through 2 crypto winters, Binance maintained profitability on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So basically, he said that they have not had an unprofitable day in 6 years almost. That's nuts. That is unbelievable as a company. So I think Binance will be fine, but there's always some fear there. There's always some fear about any crypto exchange. I would still say take your crypto off. I think that's a smarter thing to do. There's some good news. Congress cut the proposed Biden, Bitcoin, and crypto mining tax from the debt ceiling deal. At one point, he was talking about taxing miners 30% on their energy. Obviously, that would cut basically into all the margin, and then miners would have to move out just like they did in China. For a different reason, though, China actually cut off all crypto trading and crypto mining. But here in the U.S., we just like to squash it by not actually banning it, but just making companies unable to work here. So that obviously is a terrible thing that the U.S. continues to do, pushing out crypto industry. But at this point, we'll just have to wait for some more pro-crypto representatives, I think. Something really interesting. My top stock position is Tesla. And Bloomberg is just reporting that Tesla will provide a glimpse at its revamped Model 3 as part of the Elon Musk's visit to the Shanghai plant. They're saying this over the Bloomberg terminals, and this is a leaked photo of the revamped Model 3. This could be interesting. Maybe Tesla will start moving on this. This is what people like to see. They don't like to hear about how they're cutting costs. They just want to see the product. They want to see how cool it looks. So hopefully we get some eyes on this. It would be pretty cool to see a revamped Model 3. Now, if it helps out the stock, if it helps out the company, sell more vehicles, I'm totally for it. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Again, check out NordVPN, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.